Well, move on to the next race, and again the quality in here is significant with the Czech Republic in lane 2 for the Olympic final, and the British crew, a new combination, but 3 of them Olympic silver medalists from the men's 8. So quality through here. World record Germany 5:41 set in Seville, actually run with Paul Deemster down at Malta Boat Club, who was in the crew that set that record back in 2002. But we're looking at the crews now in lane 1 is the Croatians.
Lane 2, as you say, the Czechs, 5th at the Olympic Games last year, so the only crew that we've got too much form on.
Yeah, I was just looking at the British boat there, all experienced. The new man, Alex Gregory, you just can't see him, he's just at the top of the picture. Next to them, the Greeks in lane 4.
Yeah, one directly through to the final in this regatta.
Outside, Renaissance in Spanish rowing, a big cheer from them. Spain very disappointing at the Beijing Olympics. Only one competitor got through at a wild card, but a bit of a renaissance here. Outside, the French 4, different crew to the ones that took bronze in the Olympics.
So we always expect close racing in the men's coxless 4. I think we won't be disappointed today. They look lined up and ready, and we've got a good start there, Martin.
Clean start, good start on this side from the Croatians.
Yeah, the British were slightly slow getting away, and if they're a group that's going to win this race, they've not made the best of starts there, but I'm sure they can make up for it.
Well, we're looking at the Spanish boat there, stroke man Noé Guzmán del Castillo, rode in a pair in the Europeans in 2008, finished in 11th place, but performing above that. But Croatia on the far side.
Croatians at the top of the pitch are going off 40 strokes per minute, getting away strongly, getting away long.
You know, we have seen these Croatian boys, or the various crews like the Greeks that did well in the Europeans, try and make their mark early on in the first 500 metres.
That's right, yeah. And yesterday they had to come through in the second 1,000. Today it looks like they're going to try and get out and see what they can do in the first 500.
You know, and I wonder if watching this race of those Australians that sort of took the Olympic silver. I mean, we know that Australian 4 is going to come out as a 4 and row this year.
Yeah, it'd be fascinating to see how they get on, because that's a real form crew. Silver medalists, just pipped by the British last year at the Olympic Games, waiting in the wings, and hopefully we'll get to see them later on in the season. But today we've got the new British pair, and we've got the Czech 4 here, as we said, 5th at the Olympic Games, and looking like they want to reel in those Croatians as we come here towards 500, and as we thought, it's looking like a good close race.
Yeah, I mean, I would expect Britain to dominate this. I mean, I'd really expect to win by clear water, to be quite honest. I mean, you know, Olympic silver medal, quality all the way through. Just looking at the Croatians there from the team that was in the 8, came 5th in the 8 in the Europeans. But there's the British boat moving out.
Yeah, British boat 36 strokes per minute, now found their form, now found their length, and seem to be just squeezing their way through the field. And this is a good time to establish your race pace, isn't it, in the second 500. We get a look at the Spanish here, higher rate of stroking, up there at 38, 37 on the screen. Will be well supported here, I'm sure, when they get down in front of the grandstand, if they're managing to hold a position that looks like they could get into the medals.
Yeah, you can see the British boat there, get a shot of them in the stroke seat. That's nearest us, Matt Langridge, junior gold medalist in the single sculler way back. But
and I do like the way he rows. He looks relaxed in his shoulders, comes out to a good length and gets connected, doesn't he? And leads the boat well. Yeah,
right behind him is a new boy, won the pairs trials with Pete Reed, Alex Gregory. He's really come on this year, and Jürgen Grobler's seen fit to put him in that key 3 seat. And you can see he's really delivering the cohesion for Edgington and Partridge. I mean, 3 of these guys, Edgington and Partridge, there's Rick Edgington, the tallest guy in that boat at 2. I mean,
he's a big, strong boy, isn't he?
He nearly made the Olympic 4. Alex Partridge, of course, was put out for Tom James, so they're all quality and close to it.
Yeah, and as you say, they'll want to establish themselves as the four, and they'll want to take on those Australians when they come in and prove that they can beat the Australians, and that they would have had to go had they been in Beijing in the four.
Yeah, and they are looking. I mean, this is, you know, if I was Alex Partridge in the bow in that boat, I mean, you know, he felt he got kicked out of that four, and you know, he's now got a chance to have a crack at the Australians later on this year. Although I don't know if they're coming to any World Cups, but. You want to say, well, I want to beat them by more than the British Olympic four did, you know, just put a marker down. Well,
you're completely right, because Alex obviously was the unfortunate man as well, who had a problem with his lung, didn't he, in 2004, missed out on a place in the British four that time round.
How do they look to you now? I mean, that looks pretty cool to me.
That looks pretty cool to me. They're still at 36.5 strokes per minute, and it's just length and power and quality rowing, isn't it? It's just eased them away from the field, eased them away from the Czechs, who we know are a good form boat. And they're leaving the rest of them to fight it out for the silver medals. We've got the Spanish still hanging in here on the near side. We've got the Czechs here.
That was a little look across from Jan Gruber in the bow seat of the Czech 8, just looking across, seeing how far the British are. Another look across from Mikhail Horvath.
Well, I think they're doing a bit of a move. I had them at 38 strokes per minute. They're trying to do a move, trying to move in the third 500 and see if they can establish themselves certainly as the silver medalists, if not catch on to the tail of the British boat.
The Spanish again, you know, that Noé Guzmán del Castillo sending that strong rhythm, 37 strokes a minute as Britain go through the 500 with a 3.5 second lead over the Czechs.
And it's still the Greeks who are hanging in there. We haven't seen too much of, have we, on the close-up pictures, but they did well in the heats, and they're hanging into those medal positions.
I mean, how would you rate this British crew ahead of the crew that won the Olympics? I mean, you know, bearing in mind the Czechs were there in Beijing, Greg, you know...
Well, it's a quality performance, isn't it? They're able to row that 36 strokes per minute. It's length, it's connection. As you say, Alex Gregory, the new one, out of the other three who are all in the British Silver Medal 8, making the connection, helping to set up the rhythm and make a good pace there that they're establishing, and the boat moving well, and they just continue to move out further and further from the field, don't they?
I just love that, looking at that stern, very smooth, and you know, when Matt Langridge has got his head together, the last 250 to go, as the British supporters, a lot of the British supporters here, parents, really making their presence felt, and that's a great result from Spain, you know, coming up.
There's the Spanish, really, they're going to look to push on, and if the home support can pull them through, try and get through the Greeks, will they be tying up, or will they be able to hang on and make that move against the Czechs? So we can see that the Brits have got it wrapped up, and the race here really is for the silver medal.
Yeah, just over clear water from the Czechs out there in lane 2. British not quite a dramatic sprint, slightly eased off last couple of
They did what they needed to win it by clear water, and it's the Czechs, isn't it, and then the Greeks. And we've been joined by Simon Cox in their commentary position here, now working with the Swiss team, who might be able to share a few expert comments with us. How are you, Simon?
Very well, thank you. Nice to see you, Greg. It was really pleasing for Alex. I remember he came on a Molesey boat club training camp, actually, when he was a 16, 17-year-old lad. Hadn't really done much rowing before, tore his hands to pieces, just kept going and going, and to see him winning on the world stage now is really super.
And how long ago was that?
Ooh, I won't disclose his age, but it was, he was 16, 17, and it was. We hoped he'd move on from then, but we missed out the Olympics last year. It's great to see him actually winning now.
Yeah, he was the spare man at the Olympics, wasn't he, Alex Gregory? In the 3-seat there, we see him turning around.
Yeah, spare man always hardest slot, really. You're a forgotten person, but you get the kit, and to actually be in the world scene and winning gold medals, it's very nice for him.
Yeah, and there we see it, the Brits winning in 6:06.54. The Czech Republic coming in second, and then the Greeks able to hold off that push from the Spanish in the last 250, cheered on by the home support, but weren't able to make it. And then the French and the Croatians being rowed out of it. So Simon, you've been able to coach these young lads and see people coming through, and it's great to see within rowing that you can make that transition through from a club like Molesey and then be finding yourself here on the world stage.
Yeah, the impressive thing about the British system is there is now a clear way of getting to the top, and when you make the team, you know you're pretty much at the top. That's what seems to work so effectively in their system. Something we're trying to work towards in Switzerland on rather smaller numbers and budgets.